Welcome back, boydlings. I am the experts, the master of disaster, the one and only boy seer with Australia. And today, we are going to be going over stuff from last week that I didn't do. Which is to say, we are going to be going over some of the art that I did myself. So, silly me forgot to do this last week. Give me just a second. One second. Alright, so, why don't we start off with one last thing I forgot to do last week. Which is to say, actually, I already did that. Never mind. I don't need to sew this one. I don't need to sew this. Why don't we go ahead and try to find some of these old images I have. Yes. Like this one. So, you're gonna see some really, really bad stuff. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be scuffed. Alright, so, let's start with one of the oldest images. Well, I say one of the oldest. These are all like 14, 20, 30 years old. I don't know how old they are. They're very old. They're as old as the Squoids here, let's say. So, oh boy. So, as you can tell, back then, I didn't really have any artistic skill. If you can't help by this guy here with his giant body and tiny head. It's kind of hilarious, actually, how bad this is. I mean, back then, it was okay. Back when I was starting. But, when you look at it in hindsight, it's definitely not good. Akbek! His full name being Akbek L. Knight. Give me just a second. 1 second. Okay. So, the fun thing about Akbek, you can probably guess from the name. If you reverse the name, there you go. You know where the name came from. He has nothing to do with the character his name is based off of. He is a mage, but he's a sword fighter. And he was the main villain of the story for the first portion of it, for the first little bit of it. He was supposed to be a recurring villain. I don't think he ever was a recurring villain. But yeah. So, you can see, I tried to do muscle definitions. It didn't work out very well. The muscle definitions are just, And I have a second version of him, which is uncolored. Which should be right here, once I find it. Get the screen. So, I mean, it's a little bit better. I say a little bit because now the head is all, like, weird. But, like, at least the head isn't, like, super tiny. As you can tell, like, I didn't know how to do heads. Heads were definitely, they were definitely a thing. Also, these front feet. Feet were kind of weird for me back then. Feet and legs in general. They were definitely a thing. So, yeah, I never got really hot how to do art. So, all of this is just me trying to do art myself. Who is this guy? Oh my god. I forgot about this guy. So, I haven't looked at any of these in, like, years. So, I don't even remember what any of these are. Like this guy. Some guy named Antonio Victoria. Why did I name him Antonio Victoria? I don't know. Like, that is such a random name, just name someone. I mean, I tried. It's better than Akfek, at least. Like, Sagan's better, but like, his, like, the muscle definitions are all over the place, it feels like. I definitely feel like it. At least his face looks a little better, except for, you know, the nose. And nice hair, dude. Nice hair. Very nice hair. I did try to learn how to do bodies and heads about 15 years ago. But because I'm me and I'm very OCD about what I do, yeah, it didn't really last very long. Some of these are based off of other art, and I will let you know, because not everything I did was original art, obviously. Here we have my own Asura. I don't know what this is based off of. I feel like it's based off of something, but at the same time, I wouldn't know what. Also, this arm is, like, super freaking long. It's got, like, giant long limbs. Like, I don't know, man. Just re-looking at some of these old things. It's kind of hilarious. Asura! Yes! So, back before Sonomic was my character, Sonomic was his own character, and my character was something else. How about this guy? Does anyone know this guy? No one's gonna know this guy because it's my own character. How about Simonex? Sonomic backwards. Because originally, Sonomic was the entity of, Chaos. Which is untrue because he was the entity of Light. This guy was the entity of Chaos. So basically, Sonomic was the quote-unquote main villain of the whole series. But he wasn't the main villain because this guy, his twin, was the one controlling him. He just reminds me of, like, a generic villain, honestly. Like, he doesn't seem like anyone that would be, like, an entity of chaos. He just is a dude. He's like a bandit guy. Look, I didn't know how to do godly things back then, okay? That is very clearly based off of Street Fighter's Ryu. That one was very clearly based off of Street Fighter's Ryu. And here is a buddy's favorite, and a guy you saw in the thumbnail. This guy. He's also one of my favorite guys. General Fear. That's with a PH. Not an F, but a PH. He is the General of the Blood Knights. I know, original name. Ooh, the Blood Knights. But, he uses a rapier and a gun. In a world where there's, like, mythical creatures, like elves and dragons and stuff, and everyone's using swords and magic, this guy decides to bring a gun in a fight. And you know what's hilarious? He never wins. Even with a gun, he never wins. When he thinks he's about to lose, he will do the JoJo, special technique of running away. Or Joseph's special technique. But he's just a silly goober. Like, anytime this guy is on screen, there's gonna be hilarity happening, because this guy is just, how he ever managed to become the general is beyond anyone's comprehension, just because of how much this guy loves everything up. Obviously, he's gotta be pretty good if he's a general, but I mean, you know, maybe generals, maybe the army people aren't very smart in that world. Even though their leader is Akfak, so he's under Akfak's orders. Command, rather. Also, if you can tell, I do not know how to do body length, because he looks like he got like his body crushed in. He's just like, ah, I got a normal torso, but my legs are crushed. And his head is like peanut shaped. That is one peanut shaped head. That's a very stylized head. But overall, I think it's honestly not that bad. Like, the design might be but I think it's still a pretty decent design. Like, the art's not too terrible compared to, like, say, you know, Affleck. This guy, I think, was based off of, another guy. I think it was Ballerina Hosigan. But I will show it. No, I will not. We don't need to see this guy. He has a heck of a name, though. Hirogetsu Lotus Kaswolga. That is a very, very fancy name you have there. I do not know if this one's based off of anyone. You tell me. I don't know if this dude is based off of anyone. I like how his name is Jack Morgan. His name is Jack Morgan. Wow. What a very, fancy name there. I mean, we have Antonio, so, I mean, you know. But then we have Akfek. And Sonomic. Meanwhile, we have Antonio and Jack. Like, I think he's supposed to be like a psychic user. And he's like a traveling vagabond or something, but like, I don't know, it feels like he's based off of something else. I can't tell what, though. Also, what's with this giant arm? Like, this arm is massive, mate, compared to our arm. Why do I feel like I know this guy? Also, this dude is actually a black character. One of the few black characters I have in my, old story. Because I'm like, you know, I realize I don't have very many different types of characters, so let's try making characters that are different types of character, and Jack here is one of them. And honestly, if I recall correctly, he was one of my more liked characters for me. I mean, I didn't share the story, any of my stories, or, art with very many people over the years, but like, if I recall, I really liked this character. Also, his full name is Jack Pietro Morgan, apparently. Pietro. What kind of a middle name? What kind of a middle name is Pietro? Where do I come up with these names? Ah, yes. This one, I think, is based off of a, another character. I don't remember the name of the game, but we have a Jorgen Cottrell. This is one of the main characters of this story. The story by the name is called The Destined Warriors. I know, very original. I had very original names. I was never good with titles, okay? But, like, I think he's based off of another character. I don't remember the character. I remember, it was in a magazine. But I don't remember what the character was called. Or the name of the game. It is based off that. It almost gives a Lock vibe, but I don't think it's based off of Lock. And as you can tell, when it comes to being able to, mimic art from other sources, I can actually mimic the art a little bit better. I mean, there's still gonna be issues, like, you know, noses and stuff, but, like, compared to, like, before, it's definitely, definitely not as heinous. So, some of the art is based off of other art, like that one that's from from an old magazine. But some of these are my own art. I will show you some of the other stuff, when I get to it. Oh god, I forgot about Rygris. So, here we have Rygris. His full name is Rygris Horcus. He is a half-elf. He's only like 5'2". The guy's really short, but, you can tell back then, it's probably one of the earlier ones, because, the body proportion is kinda all over the place. Like, why is his shoulder right here, and his neck is, like, over here? He's got this, like, Mickey Mouse pose going on. It's like, the outfit's very thief-like. He's supposed to be a thief. Like, a really, really fast... He's like the Flash if he was a thief. I didn't know about the Flash back then, by the way. He's just really fast, and he's a thief. And he's a half-elf. The face is a little okay. At least the hair is alright, but, like, the proportions, man, they're kinda not good. Let me see if I can find the next one. Haha! Here's one of the oldest arts. And this is something that Gal Destroyer is gonna remember very well. With high control! Ignore the champion level. This was during my Digimon phase. This is one of my earliest arts. Gal Destroyer will remember this, because this is one of the earliest arts. This was the main character of the Destined Warriors. Like, the very first character you would see or read about was this guy. And this guy, you can tell he's trying to do cloud pose, but, yeah! Stop being crunchy. You know what? I'm gonna go to something else. Let's go to, we're gonna go to this. You can stop being crunchy now. But yeah, very old art. It's very bad. You can tell when I started, drawing. Also, this is very clearly a Buster Sword, but very thin. So I did redo, this art sometime later. This one is kind of based off of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, I think. If I recall. But, I mean, it's better than the original. I think I based it off the, Yu-Gi-Oh card, mostly for the pose and armor. But, like, a lot of other stuff was my own, I think. It's still better than the original art, but, like, it's still based off of something else. And you can tell when, something's based off of something else, just by the quality of the art. It still, you know, fits the character, I think. Anyways. I'm not gonna be doing this for too long, where is... Okay, that's all of those characters. Let me show some of the... I'll show some of these later. They'll be at the end. So, let's show some of the female characters. if I can find them. Where are they? Ah, yes, this one. This was one of my, old female characters. I didn't do that many females compared to males. But, here we have a character by the name of Hinokagi. I forget what her full name is. It's not Japanese, actually. It is my own, I came up with the full name, I don't know what the full name is. It was like Hinokagi, Caligur, Sakumagrafia, or something like that. It's a very long name. But, I tried to do a kimono design, and this was one of the much later, pieces I did. I obviously had the reference, because, you know, I didn't know what a kimono really looked like. I actually did not know what a kimono looked like, because I didn't really see many kimonos back then. This was before I had the internet, before I had a computer. So I remember seeing a kimono design somewhere. So that helped with the overall design. I think it's one of the better pieces, though. Of course, around here could have been done a little bit better. I think she might be a little too wide and maybe a little too short. I did do this in color. I did this in color on computer years and years ago. So this was me trying to do just flat colors, so you can see what it looks like in flat colors. I was going to try shading, but the problem is my hands are not very good with the mouse. They've never been good with the mouse with art stuff. So this was the best I could do, was just flat shading. I do like her design, though. It is one of my favorite females. Even if it is kind of, you know, generic. But, you know, I like her. She's also a martial artist. Her race is based off of the Saiyan race. This was around the Dragon Ball era. But they're not the same as the Saiyans. There's a very distinct difference. Like, they do get stronger by powering up, but they don't, like, change forms or anything. They just get stronger. That's literally it. They just get stronger. Nothing different. Just more power. Yes. This character right here. So this character, by the name of... Whoops. Karen Serena Guy. Who Gal thinks if we rename her Aurora. I probably might rename her Aurora, just to, you know, give her a better name than Karen. But, this was also another, it was like a semi-layered design. You can tell that it's kind of based off of Hera. I use Hera for the hair, mostly. Because I thought Hera's hair was kind of neat, and it fit the overall design I was going for with Karen. She's supposed to be a princess. She does not look like much of a princess. Now, I did get art for her later on. The art I got for her later on is based off of this art. I will show that art. This one is not my art. It was done many years later. But, this is what her redesign ended up becoming. Which is more, princess-esque. Which, you know, she needed it. She really needed it. Like, super badly. Whew. So there's that. Let me see what is coming up next. I'm kind of blazing through this really fast. Lyoko Sandra. This is Hinokage's older sister, who is also, they're both princesses. Hinokage and Lyoko Sandra. Lyoko for short. They're both princesses. Hinokage looks more like one. Lyoko, kinda, but like, you know. The color version isn't very much different. It's just more, you know, this is what it looks like a color. I think I did the coloring also on computer. Like, overall, the, you can see where I struggle with, hands. Hands and arms. They were very difficult back then. Legs are also very difficult back then. I was getting better at faces to a degree back then, but, like, it was still not, anything special. And, like, the torso was okay. I still think I did the hair pretty decently, though. Like, the hair is definitely a lot better than, some of the older art pieces. Next! Who do we have next? Ah, yes! This one. This is another one that's, an Actonium, which is basically the, Saiyan equivalent that I had back then. Excelion! You can tell with their an Actonium by their names like Excelion and Lyoko Sandra and Hinokage. It was trying to be Japanese while not being Japanese. Both in name and, design. But, like, overall, I think this is one of my better pieces for back then. But, you can still see where some of the issues lie. Like, what happened to the hand? Like, why is the hand so, weird? 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's better, but, like, it's still not that great. It's a little bit, it's a little janky looking. The clothes is okay, at least. Yome. Let's take a look at some of the, original art. And by original, I mean, let's take a look at some of the art based off of, other stuff. Like, for example, we're gonna take a look at this. Again, this is not gonna be very long, okay? I do have other things I want to do, so this might be a very short stream. So let's look at some, art based on other art. Basically, it's copy art without tracing. But, let's start with, like, Astroff here. Like, Astroff over here is, very shaded, let's say. I mean, when I have visual representation, I can actually copy it pretty decently, I think. But, like, without visual representation, sometimes it becomes a little bit more difficult. When you are doing art, do not be afraid to have some sort of reference to whatever you need. Every artist does it. Well, I don't know if every artist does, but most artists will do that. It just makes it a lot easier to, do the art. So, yeah, there's Astroff. We're gonna get some more comically, disproportioned stuff, I think. Like this one. Like Orin over here. Look at Orin being all... I guess he's not really that disproportional, but he is missing, fingers. He is definitely missing fingers. Like, honestly, this is honestly pretty solid, pretty solid copying. Yes, this is basically plagiarism. Yes, I know. This was from many years ago. Okay, this was when I was a tiny little boy, Link, I'm just like, hey, let me see how I can draw these characters. I'm gonna try to draw them while looking at them. I mean, this is pretty decent, decent, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. Like, some of these are honestly pretty decent, yeah, it is Orin. And then we have, Pirate Man. I mean, I don't know how good this is. Like, there's obviously something not right with, Cervantes here. Obviously, it got cut off because I had, when I scanned this, it, didn't scan, the whole thing. But, like, it's honestly not that bad, I feel. There's some details missing in the, arms, but, like, overall, it's not bad. Also, hello, hate. Ah! Ah! Again, here's one of the very old ones. This is something that all the kids back then used to do. It's Clown! Oh boy, it's Clown! And honestly, this is honestly not bad. Like, I think there's still some body proportion stuff, but like, it's honestly not bad. Like, I copied the style pretty good, I think. Obviously, the shirt stripes are not very good, but you know. But overall, actually, this arm might be a little bit too far out. Yeah, the arm might be a little too far out. But for back then, this was, like, really good, I think. The Clown. Oh yeah, I remember doing this a lot. So this, we have an Inuyasha. Oh boy, Inuyasha. Why'd you go there? So, anyone remember Inuyasha? I honestly kinda wanna rewatch the anime. I haven't seen it in so many years. But like, I remember I went through a phase where I tried to draw, Susomaru a lot. By memory. I actually got decent at doing Susomaru's face by memory. But, I was never able to do the whole body because the whole body's a little complex. Yeah, it did have a sequel. I actually forgot about that. I don't know how well the sequel did, but, like, it was a thing. But this art piece is honestly not bad. Like, the face is actually good. The hair's good, the outfit's good. Like, honestly, it's not bad. Get back over there, Inuyasha. And this was one of the Inuyasha pieces. I have another Inuyasha one right here. This one is a little bit not as good. But, it's a little bit like, scrunched down. I did like Inuyasha, the character. I did like him. I actually remember liking the show. I thought it was one of the better shows back then. His foot and leg is so far out over here, and I don't think his sword is supposed to be this curved. And again, hands. Hands are evil. I don't know if I have Susomaru. Do I have a Susomaru? I don't have a Susomaru. How do I not have Susomaru? I remember doing him a lot. But, we have a Scarecrow. And by a Scarecrow, here's a Scarecrow. So, Kakashi. Yeah, I remember doing a bunch of Naruto stuff back then, too. Because this was around the time Naruto was, getting popular. and a couple of buddies of mine really got into it and watched the Japanese dub a lot. I remember the whole early days of the Orochimaru arc. I remember them watching the whole Akatsuki stuff. I don't remember how far they watched, though. That was many years ago, but I remember liking Kakashi. Kakashi was, like, one of my favorite characters in Naruto. I did watch all of Naruto and Boruto. It's not my favorite show, I'll have you know. It has its ups, but it also has a lot of downs to it. But Kakashi, I did remember liking a lot. I like Shikamaru the most. Shikamaru's probably one of my favorites. But yeah, Kakashi. I think this art's a pretty good copy style, art style. Kakashi. I do have some other Naruto characters. We will get them. Don't worry. Meanwhile, we're going back to Soul Calibur with Kilik. This guy. This freaking guy. You know, the guy that got replaced by, like, basically dumber Kilik in Soul Calibur 5. Again, it's a very nice, copy art style of the, official art. I actually think the hand's a lot better in this one. It's still not great, but, like, it's not, you know, a garbled mess. I remember a buddy of mine main Kilik in Soul Calibur 2 and 3. Warlord? Yeah. And I remember getting very annoyed to find his Kilik. Like, his Kilik was so annoying just because of that reach. It's just like, oh my god, please, just let me get close. And it's like, no, I'm Kilik. Why would I let you get close? Ah, I went too far back. And then we have Funny Man. And by Funny Man, I mean, it's Maxie. You know who Maxie reminds me of? He reminds me, he gives me that, Cabanella vibe in this artwork. If anyone knows who Cabanella is, he's from, Ghost Trick. He just gives me that Cabanella vibe in this particular, piece. Also, even though I get the copy art style, I can't, you know, do anatomy very well. This right here is kind of like, not super great. You can't see my mouse. My mouse is not visible here. God. Can I make my mouse visible? No? Can I make my mouse visible? Please? Pretty please? I would like to make my mouse visible. It's not gonna let me make my mouse visible, is it? Where's my mouse? Yeah, that's basically what I do with Maxie, who is just, you know, I just mask, because that's what you do with Maxie. I can't make my mouse visible here, for some reason. I wonder why. Why can I not make my mouse visible? I want to make my mouse visible, please. Pretty please. No? I'm not allowed to make my mouse visible. Okay, no mouse, I guess. So that is Maxie. And here's my main, my dude, the one and only Mitsurugi. Mitsurugi, everyone. This is who I use in Soul Calibur. And when we finally get the Soul Calibur hate, you will have to face my Mitsurugi. You will fight Mitsurugi, and you will see just how much my buddies despair at my Mitsurugi. The funny thing is, I don't think my Mitsurugi's really that great. But he is my best character. When I get 6? What do you mean when I get 6 on what? On PC? Does Soul Calibur 6 even have crossplay? Can you play like PC, PS4, or whatever? You only, well, I mean, that would require, someone to get it to me. That would require someone to get it to me, and that would also require, knowing if my computer can handle Soul Calibur 6. Anywho, Mitsurugi here. I don't think the leg is supposed to be like that, but, I tried to mimic the, bullet wound he has here. I don't know if it actually looks like a bullet wound. It just looks like a anger pain. Honestly, like, it's honestly very well proportioned, I think. It's very hard held with the legs because the legs are hidden. I do use someone else in Soul Calibur, by the way. Oh god. Gatabayo. It is Naruto. I don't remember if it... Does it say Gatabayo? Is that what it is? Gatabayo? It is Naruto, though. Yes! The only ramen kid. Yes, this was also during the Naruto phase. Way back. When, this was basically back in middle school for me. I did this. So, yeah. It's honestly not that bad. Like, I think the legs might be a little too long, maybe. But, like, overall, it's honestly pretty solid. Naruto's not one of my favorite characters, by the way. He's okay. He gets better sometimes, but overall, he's not one of my favorites. And this is Gounstroyer's main. The one and only Nightmare. One of his mains. They both use him. Theo and Gounstroyer. So I'm used to find Nightmare. I'm also used to find Siegfried. I don't know if... Where's his eyes? I can't tell if that's his eyes up there or not. But overall, it's, like, not bad. Like, again, when it comes to being able to look at something and copy what I see, it's a lot better than, my original art. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how it usually goes, I think. Here's someone I try to use a lot in Soul Calibur 2 and 3. It's Vampire Man, aka Raphael. I kinda know how to use Raphael, but, like, I don't use Raphael that much. I don't mind him, like, his playstyle's interesting, but, like, I don't know. Something about Raphael doesn't really jive with me. Also, I see an error. Does anyone see what the error is with this artwork? There is a very big error with this artwork. So, if you don't notice, the error is, if you look at the head and compare it with the rest of his torso, his head is so far to the right. Like, his head is matched with his right leg. He is beefy, but look at his head. Take his head and match it up with his right leg. It's not in the right spot. His head is so far to the right that it looks like his head is about like someone cut his head off. Raphael, I think you need to go to a doctor. You need Faust in your life. Only Faust can save you now. No one is gonna remember this guy. Does anyone remember Rock? Anyone remember Rock at all? Because Rock is such an important character in Soul Calibur. Like, so important. Also, I don't think I really did this art very well. I tried to copy the muscles, and it's just lines. I don't think I really understood how muscles work. I think Rock is in Soul Calibur 1 as well. Either Soul Calibur 1 or Soul Blade. One or the other. Oh boy, if we had Naruto and we had Kakashi, we have to have Sasuke. Uchiha. And you know what? I remember watching Bay's Naruto stream last night, and let me just say that my poor ears anytime Sasuke was on screen. My poor ears. I think she really liked Sasuke, guys. I think she really liked Sasuke. Like, a lot of people really like Sasuke for some reason. I never really cared much for Sasuke, really. Like, he was okay, but like, he never grabbed me as a character. You know? Like, I can understand why people like him, but he wasn't my kind of character. Anyways, the artwork is okay, I think. I think it captures Sasuke pretty well. These are some very oversized sleeves. I don't know if his sleeves were that oversized, but it was okay. It looks like his leg got broken in the back, though. Also, Sasuke got better in Boruto, in my opinion, but at the same time, I mean, it's Boruto. Hey guys! Do you know this guy? Who is this guy? Who could this guy be? Huh? I think there's a lot of problems with this artwork. It's also the Kingdom Hearts variant, so, yeah, I think it's the Kingdom Hearts person. Pretty sure it is, because this was also around the time Kingdom Hearts 1 came out. Yeah, I think there's a lot of problems with this particular art. Melting raw. He does look like he's melting, doesn't he? He's just like, ugh, my face. Look at his face. Look at that face. The face that only Genoa can love. Oh my god, that face is something else. Honestly, I did like Sephiroth. Sephiroth is one of my favorite FF villains. And, when you add in Crisis Core, I like how he was in Crisis Core. It gave him more, characterization in, Crisis Core. Much like with Zack. I like Zack. I love Zack. Zack is a great character. Ever Crisis is doing more of a job with, Sephiroth, who, I don't know much about Ever Crisis, though, so I can't speak on what they're doing with Sephiroth there. Next, we have the other nightmare. Whew. Excuse me, I didn't sleep very well. The other nightmare. Hold on, let me fix stuff. Siegfried, who is Gal Destroyer's main. It's okay. As you can tell, it's based off of Soul Calibur 3. I think all the Soul Calibur art's based off of Soul Calibur 3. Honestly, Siegfried doesn't really fit my playstyle. You would think he would, considering I don't like people getting very close to me. I am getting better about approaching people. But I still prefer the, counter playstyle, the counter defensive playstyle. I am gonna try and work on more offensive playstyles. I could have done better in Street Fighter 2, honestly. Honestly, the artwork here is not bad. It's not bad. That's all I have to say about that. Oh boy, guys, who's this guy? Name that Pokemon. It's Sora. And why does he look like he's, like, crunched? He looks like he got squashed. Like someone took a hammer and just hit him in the head with it. Like, here, Sora. Gosh, Sora. You got hit with a hammer. And, you know, you got very wide. I didn't really care much for Sora, honestly. And then we have this guy. You know, Mr. Whatever. It probably doesn't help that I tried to do Saiyan with pencil. Because this was all done with pencil. So, yeah, the pencil style with Saiyan kinda didn't really work very well. I also tried to do, like, coloring a little bit, I think. Not very good. It's not that great. Squall was okay. I didn't really care much for Squall. Down like Squall more. I'm gonna try and hurry up with the rest of these. Because, I need to go and take care of other things soon. So we have Golgo. Golgo's another one that's, like, really weird. He's also, like, half off the page. So you get only half of his, butt. Golgo's a weird character. Like, I don't understand how he works. And then there's this guy, who's from Hakken, Yoshimitsu. I remember trying to use Yoshimitsu, and he's weird. Oh my goodness, the yawns, they do not want to stop. Some of these arts, I'm just, like, looking at some of these arts, and I'm just like, man, I kind of wish I would have learned how to do some of these arts better. Like, Young Sung. Like, Young Sung's okay. Also, Young Sung kind of just disappeared, didn't he? You know, I honestly forgot about Young Sung. He kind of just, you know, stopped existing. He's kind of just there. Like, was he really that big of a character? Again, you have this guy who was a big character for Soul Calibur 3. I don't know if he was really that big before. I remember liking Sauce Lamel. Sauce Lamel was kind of neat. I like how his hand looks like a Thanos gauntlet. He's gonna Thanos snap the Soul Calibur universe. And that's all the dudes. Why don't we look at the ladies for art that I did, which is not very much. So this one, no one is gonna know. Anyone remember this character? Does anyone know who this character is? This is Alia. Does the name sound familiar to anyone? Does anyone know who Alia is? It might be Alia, who. This is a character for Valkyrie profile. We will get a Valkyrie profile at some point again because I need to desperately redo that series because it's very old and outdated and oh my god, it's so old. Alia was one of my favorites for a long time because, you know, Dragon Lady. I really like my Dragon Ladies. I still do. That means absolutely nothing. Don't hate that. Don't hate that as anything, okay? Anyways, moving on. We have a little Alexandria. I think it's Alexandria, right? It's not, yeah. So, yeah, would it surprise you if I said that I know how to use Cassandra a little bit? Cassandra is not one of my mains, though. Io actually uses Cassandra, and he actually uses Cassandra pretty decently. Well, he used it in Soul Calibur 6. I like Cassandra's design the most in 6. Like, I didn't really like it that much in 2 or 3. It was kind of just in 2 and 3. And then we have this character. This character with the dumbest command move in, like, any video game. Like, you know, how are you supposed to do Calamity Symphony? Calamity Symphony is such a bad move to try to do. I think you have to do like 360s or 720s in order to actually get the thing to come out. As long as you end on the upper right, I think. Also, Ivy? I don't really like Ivy. Ivy is not a character I like. Her hair here is kind of like really badly done too. It's not very good. Oh boy! Hey, do you know this character right here? Anyone should know this character. I think I nerfed her. I think you can tell that I didn't know how to do, female anatomy very well. Yeah. Female anatomy, not really one of my strong suits. I mean, the face is okay, the hair is okay, but like, the torso's kinda not that great. Also, my original main in King of Fighters is Baganami Mai. It is Baganami Mai. You're not wrong. Mai is someone I main in King of Fighters. I switched over to Athena and Kula, but I still know how to use Mai. I think Mai's just forever a main stuck in me. Hey guys, do you remember, Naruto and Sasuke and Kakashi? Why don't we have Sakura in the mix? You know what? I didn't really care for Sakura. Like, Sakura was that one character who, like, didn't really add much to the story. She kinda just existed. She was just there. She literally did, like, nothing for most of the story, except cry about Sasuke. Like, her potential was wasted so hard in the series, in my opinion. I like Hinata, personally. I do like Hinata. I didn't like Hinata at first. She got better over time. She really did, but like, at first, Hinata was just, ugh. But if I had to pick a female from the series, I think Hinata would be the best one for me. Hilariously, I don't have any art for Hinata. And then we have, this, Sakura, who's very, very wide face. Like, what happened to your face, Sakura? It's like someone just grabbed your cheeks and just pulled and like, ah! You know, like some grandma. Or grandpa. Here's another one of my mains in Soul Calibur. It's Sung Mina. I mean, it's not bad. I think the head might be a little bit small compared to, like, the rest of the art that I did, but, like, it's not terrible, I think. I think I do better with Sung Mina than, Mitsurugi sometimes. It just depends on how I, play her. But Soul Calibur 2, it was Mitsurugi, Sung Mina, and Saran S. I haven't really used her much in Soul Calibur 6, but, I mean, I still use her. And then we have this character who boggled my mind in Soul Calibur 3. It's Setsuka, who is overly, detailed in this piece. I can't tell what's going on with her kimono. I think it's a dragon down here. It's really hard to tell. Setsuka was a weird character to play. She was very, very bizarre, in my opinion. I'm trying to hurry up because, I got like 14 minutes before I gotta go take care of stuff. So, Sophia, I said I used Cassandra. She's not one of the characters I use. Sophia is a character I know how to use. Or at least I used to know how to use. Honestly, I think I like her Soul Calibur 2 or Soul Calibur 6 design better than her other designs. Obviously, again, the anatomy, not very well done. Female anatomy, not my best. Again, we got this character who is Theo's main. Haki. Haki is so annoying to fight in Soul Calibur because you can just mash with her and get away with stuff. Kind of like Maxi, but I feel like she's worse to fight than Maxi. Also, again, the anatomy, not super great. Next, I got like 3 more. Harlem, I know how to use Harlem, by the way, but, anyways, Soul Calibur 3 Harlem. I think this is one of the better Soul Calibur arts I did, honestly. Like, the proportion's fine, the anatomy's fine, like, it actually looks like Harlem. It actually fits. I'm actually surprised at how decent this, particular art is. Probably because I didn't have to deal with, any special anatomy. Himura. This is another one of, Down Destroyer's favorites. It's Hira. I don't really care much for Hira myself. Her design is a little weird to do. I think it's mostly because of the collar thing. Like, the fur is a little hard to do with pencil. But yeah, Hira, not one of my favorites. The art's not bad. And one more to go. One more. Which is another character I tried to learn. Which is Songhua. Honestly, I think with Songhua's design, I might like her Soul Calibur 6 design more. Her Soul Calibur 3 design is okay. Was it 3? I think 3's the one with the pink, default. But honestly, I think 6 has the better design for Songhua. I'm not a big fan of this particular art, mostly because of how the, hands are in the face. But that is all for the art. So that's all the art I've done, myself, I think. include an art done for our characters. Let me look. I do have this one, which is another very, very old art, which is from my story. As you can tell, it's a very old piece of art. Anatomy doesn't make any sense. It's, yay! It's, very bad anatomically. Ashley Cottrell, that's her name. And I have a person that I did later, but, it's even worse, I feel. Like, it doesn't look very feminine. This is even worse down here at the torso. It's like, Casino, if only you knew how to do art. If only you knew how to do art. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find the, a couple things here. I got a couple things here that I can show. I gotta find them first. These were when I was trying to, learn how to do, art. Hold on. I gotta find them and download them. Give me just a second, if you will. I have to find them and download them. Cause I don't know where they're at otherwise. They're somewhere in my HDD, but I don't know where, and I'm just gonna give them from here. So give me a second, and I will show, what I was trying to do many, many years later. That's not what I wanted to do. And this was all digital. All the art that is shown on screen was done, done with pencil and paper. So what I'm going to show you is what I was trying to do digitally. So give me a second. I mean, it could be a lot better though, is the thing. So back when I was trying to learn art, this was one of the things I learned, was this little head thing, Proco, on YouTube. When I finally had my own computer, I looked up how to try and learn how to do, art. This was like 15 years after I stopped doing art, because my hands couldn't do it really well anymore, carpal tunnel and all that. And I'm like, you know what, I want to try to do art again. So I looked this up, and I learned how to do heads. So the main thing here is doing a circle, and then from this circle, you try to do like, a little circle over here. You do a little, you find the center for the top thumb, and, do a straight line there, then find the center from, the other side, and try to wrap it around in like a, oval, or circle on the other, left and right. Like, I'm bad at explaining this, but, basically you can see the skeleton for the head here. Give me a second. So there's that. So I did a lot of, art, of a lot of head stuff. That sounds weird. Don't take that out of context. So, you can see here, I was starting to, actually get better at doing heads. I did a lot of these, a lot. And this was actually with paper, actually. This is not with the, digital. This is still paper and pencil. I will show you the digital ones I did. Or digital one. So you can see the head was getting to be a lot better compared to my old art. And this was after a few days of doing just this. So, with practice, you do get better. Imagine that. And eventually, as you can see, this was one of the earlier ones. You can see I was trying to do special ears, monocat ears. It's not bad, but it's not super great. It's still better than what I had before, I think, in my opinion. But eventually, I would start getting to be better with the heads. Like, you can see I start to get a little bit better right here with the frontal expression. And as you can see, I like doing Noe. Noe was one of the characters I was doing a lot. Like, it looks like Noe, except for the ears, but you know, it looked like Noe. So eventually this led to this. So, compare the old art where you saw the faces and heads. Do you think this was infinitely better? Or do you think it was worse or what compared to the old art I had? Like, honestly, I think this looks a lot better compared to the old art I had, like, 15 years prior to this art. And this is just the head. I never learned anything past the head, mostly because, it gets a little tricky with, the rest of the body. But, yeah, I think this is, a lot better than, what I had. I got, like, a little bit of time left. So, the last digital art I did is this one. I think this is, or, hand art. So, I believe this was the last hand art I did. I want to say it was. It looks like it, because I see the lines. So, yeah, this was one of the very last ones. Honestly, I think it turned out pretty good, all things considered. Like, it looks so much better. Of course, I had the reference for, the outfit and stuff, but, like, it's so much better than what I did, like, 15 years before this. And now I will show one last art piece, which is the piece I did digitally. So this was with me trying to do this with a mouse. And this is the only time I did art with a mouse on this computer, 15 years after all the other art. And you can tell because, like, the face is, like, really wide. And, like, the torso is kind of squished. But, like, for the first time doing digital art, using a mouse, it's not that bad. It's not too terrible. I do have to question how artists use a mouse. I think they actually use tablets for drawing. I don't know if they actually use my mouse. They might. I think Mume does, and I think Ina does every now and then. But like with actual art, I think they actually use tablets. Anyways, that is all I have for art. I have nothing else for art. So that is all we are going to be doing today. So thank you for stopping by, and looking at some of my old art with me, and reminiscing a little bit about how some old shows were, how some characters were. Next week, I don't know what to do a Satsudan for. I'm gonna have to think about it. If I don't come up with something for next week, I might take next week off for Satsudan. So, we will see what happens. So, I will say, until then, everyone, whenever that may be, I will catch you all on the flip side, somewhere in the void. So, until then, everyone,